captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Oh, baby. Oh, boy. It is Friday, a football Friday here on the show. My man, Jaden Chandler Parnell from the JC Pod will be here in a moment. It's Friday, and somebody, please tell the missus, date nights canceled. Huge slate of college basketball games after me and JCP talk all the football you can get enough of. I am going to do a deep dive into today's college basketball slate. Uh, just to warn you, 10 bets that I have today that I've already placed this morning. 10 bets on the horizon from the Red Beard right here. Also, another 13 games. I'm going to have a eye or two on. I'm going to have to try and figure out how to get 16 eyes and 18 TVs. It's Friday, and we have a super slate of college hoops. Definitely will get you all of that. But first, it is still November. The weather's getting cooler. The holidays are around the corner. And what goes best with November, cool weather, and holidays than college football and the NFL heating up, playoffs on the horizon. So, without further ado, we're going to talk all things football for college and the NFL with my guy, my friend, the insightful Jaden Chandler Parnell, JC Peasy. What's the deal, man? You can see his shows on YouTube at the JC Pod on his channel, where he just reached the milestone of 100 episodes. He goes one or two or three times a week over there. How you feeling,
How we
man?
doing, man? I'm great, man. I just realized I have if you saw, I have a chapped lip. I got a
mm,
little big old split in the middle of my lip, and I don't have my chapstick up here, so it's gonna be a rough 45 minutes. I'm not gonna
a rough one.
lie. Excuse me.
Warning
Oh
us.
yeah, you're gonna see me licking a lot, man, because it's a big old
Mm,
like
yeah.
it's in there. Yeah, like you said, it's gonna be a big old day today. Big old slate for you. Then tomorrow, big old slate for me. Gonna
No,
be
huge
crazy.
college football games, man. I know you got about you told me before the show, you're deep diving into this thing, elbows deep at this point,
Man,
up to your nipples with the overalls on, searching for cranberries in the field.
disgusting. Disgusting how deep it's getting.
Where you at with college football tomorrow, man? What's the big games you're looking at? What's your favorite some of your favorite bets? And what's some of the players that you're just thinking about?
Um, You know what? We'll start. I guess I can start with some of the stuff I actually took first. Literally so much that I'm still trying to still
Organize it
take
all.
everything. Yeah, pretty much. We're still in the process of figuring out what in the hell we got. First one though, I'll go off this. I got all my noon games played, so I'll at least go over all the noon games I got. Michigan minus 4.5 over Penn State. Pretty much the reason for taking this is Penn State's a fraud, offensively at least so far this year.
I love Michigan, man. I got Michigan at 5.5, and then I slapped myself when it went to 4.5. I don't think I'm a double down or anything. I'm just gonna ride the 5.5 out. I do love
Oh yeah,
Michigan in this spot, though. Uh,
I think that
definitely.
I think they win by a touchdown at least minimum. The biggest thing I like about this Michigan team is fun fact of the day. What season are we in college? Do you know? Week 11.
23. Oh, week
It
11.
might as well be. Might as well be. No,
All
week
right.
11. Michigan, the average distance of touchdowns scored on Michigan is 44 and like a half yards. They have yet to allow a first and goal this season. Nobody has gotten to the goal line against Michigan. And you know what Penn State can't do? Make big plays. So that's the whole reason I'm basically on Michigan here. I think Penn State has a really good defense. It's going to be the best defense Michigan has faced, but for the most part, I mean, offensively, I just don't know if Penn State's going to be able to keep up. Genuinely.
That's exactly how I feel. Like, I'm trying to wonder, how does Penn State even score? Like, if Michigan is up 10, 14 points in the third or
It's
fourth
over.
quarter, yeah, Shut the doors.
Like,
Call your auntie. Tell her come pick you up if you need a ride home.
yeah, it's basically over. There's like no chance that it's gonna happen. Interesting news. I'm tempted to take North Texas tonight. They're plus 19.5, but they were 16.5 yesterday. Now it's 19.5. So something tells me that the quarterback for he has a concussion for SMU is gonna play if he does play. It makes the 19.5 a lot. I actually don't know. I'm very torn on that game, but 19.5 is a lot of points for North Texas. So that's gonna be something I'm tempted to take tonight to maybe make a little extra cheddar for tomorrow. And then this is a good game I want to talk about. UNLV, Wyoming. UNLV has a chance to win the Mountain West if they win this game. And Wyoming's been a good football team so far this year. Those are going to be two exciting games to watch for tonight. But going back to what?
You leaning towards Wyoming tonight? I know when you said.
I don't know. I think I'm leaning more towards UNLV slightly just because they're actually playing for a chance at conference. I think Wyoming has lost potentially too many conference games. But I think UNLV legit needs like one or two more wins, and they have a chance to play in the conference championship game. That's why I was excited to talk about college today, is because there's a lot of conference championship implications in tech. It's that time of season, bowl season too.
Motivation.
Get the bowling shoes, baby. Oh yeah, hella motivation. That's all. That's basically all college football is now at this point. It's motivation and vibes.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we love to see it. Next game I got Boston College on the money line. They're playing Virginia Tech. This is another team that trying to go bowling. I think they weirdly also have a chance to win the ACC. Not win the ACC. Sorry, Florida State's already in the. Actually, I lied. Let me check. Did Louisville clinch yesterday? Louisville might have clinched. They did. I think they clinched. Never mind then. There's not motivation to play in the ACC championship game now, but they still have a chance to go bowling. Boston College does after a rough start to the season. They played really, really well. The quarterback, I don't want to say his last name's Castellanos. I don't know his first name. He has been.
He was about to say Nick
he's been lights out. Yeah, it's Thomas Castellanos. He's actually been really, really good. That's the only Castellanos I can think of, if being real. But no, Virginia Tech's been a little rough this year. Sorry, I dropped my pen. They've been a little rough this year, but Boston College has been playing a lot better as of late. I think they're on a big win streak too, 5-game win streak. And like I said, I think they're 1 game away from going bowling. So give me Boston College, baby. Where we at? Next game I got Kansas minus 3.5. You want to talk about a team that's hot. Kansas really big win against Oklahoma, responds by having another big win against Iowa State. So we're just going to basically ride the train, see if they can have another big win playing Texas Tech. Texas Tech has been a mess this year. They're coming off a loss to TCU, who's also been a mess this year. So the only thing I'm afraid of is this hook, if we're being real. I could see Kansas messing around and making it a field goal game. That's what they do sometimes. Jason Bean's not the best quarterback in college, if we're being real. No disrespect towards the kid, but he ain't the best. I think you're on Kansas too, aren't you?
Yeah, I was about to jump in and say that for sure. That's one of my other bets. I only have 3 bets. Literally, Michigan and Kansas, right there with you on both of those. I like Kansas at home minus 3.5 for pretty much the same reasons you just talked about. The motivation factor. Kansas, Texas, or Oklahoma State is 1 loss away from Kansas being right there in the mix for that Big 12 championship game. I think they're going to be
third in the Big 12.
They're at home. They're kicking themselves in the behind for losing to Oklahoma State a few weeks ago. I think they come out and slam the door on Texas Tech early, go up 21 in a hurry.
And it's just that hopefully they don't get caught from behind. And also some big things. Lance Leipold, I believe that's the Kansas coach. They came out about the Michigan State rumors, asking him about it, and he said, I think he either said I'm a Kansas or I'm a Jayhawk for life. So hey, the boys are going to be playing hard this weekend, hopefully. So I'm taking Kansas winning that one. This is the first questionable one of the day. We got a team that was on quit watch last week against Penn State. No effort was given at all. Give me Nebraska on the money line. I'm probably also going to be taking. I'll talk about this game again later. I got some nasty plays for the people later. Some Big Ten Central plays we'll talk about a bit later. But Nebraska money line mainly for the fact that I seriously think Maryland's on quit watch. Like I said, I think they've lost 4 in a row against Penn State. You actually saw them quitting on the field if you watched a little bit of that game. I just saw highlights and tail ends of it, but you saw there's some people just jogging to the ball. There's heads down. I mean, them boys and Maryland quit. I mean, at home, I think too, they were absolutely just quit. So I know the only thing that scares me is Nebraska's offense is absolutely pitiful. They love to turn the ball over, while Maryland actually does have a decent offense. But like I said, I saw a team that was basically on quit watch last week, so I'm going to see if they respond. I don't think they will, so I'm going to basically be on Nebraska money line. They're taking a shot plus 110. Why not? You hear that? It's on an old cobblestone road. It's wooden. We call it the wagon. James Madison, minus 24.5.
Hell yeah.
Basketball coming off a huge win last night.
They did.
I think the football team's going to do a very similar thing. They are playing somebody who
Connecticut.
horrible. Yeah, horrible. Like I said, they've had a really rough year this year. They were good at the beginning of the year. They had a win or two I talked about and was very happy about. But for most part, been kind of buns this year. Basically, James Madison not been buns, and there's a small chance now that the NCAA won't be a bunch of assholes and actually let them play in a conference championship game. This rule that they have is dumb. Like, they're ready. They're 8-0. They're beating teams. Let them play in the championship game. Let them play for a bowl game. Because seriously, this could be a group of 5. This could be a New Year's bowl game team. This could be a New Year's 6 team. But because of the stupid, dumbass NCAA rules, they can't be a bowl team right now. But they are getting reviewed, so there's a small chance they will. If they do, they can play. This team could potentially play for the Sun Belt Championship.
Yes.
So yeah, I think these boys are playing with a little chip on their shoulder. Give me James Madison at home, whoop some ass, pretty much.
Hey, I love it, man. Let them know the only reason y'all won is because they won't let us win. Now, I like it, man.
Yeah, it's legit.
24.5 at home, taking on UConn.
Legit, because Troy's going to beat whoever. It's going to be Troy and James Madison. That's who it should be. But if it's not, Troy's going to beat the shit out of whoever else they play in that division, pretty much, is what I've heard from all of my college football experts I follow. So please do the right thing, NCAA. Please. Another one, we're riding a team that's hot. Oklahoma State, man. Minus 2.5. I believe that's still the line. I won't lie to you. Some of these college lines might be slightly off because if I wrote them down yesterday, and I haven't got a full chance to fully check them. So I'm going to try to check while I'm talking to make it a little bit better.
Yeah,
Oklahoma State. Still minus 2.5.
Yes.
I really do honestly love that. I think they've been playing way more impressed football lately. Who are they playing again? I can't find the game. UCF. UCF has been struggling mightily the last few games. I know they did win against Cincinnati, but it was really, I will just lie. It was really close. I don't know if I like it totally. They lost against West Virginia as well. Coming in, this is a new Big 12 team playing an old Big 12 team. I'm going to take the old Big 12 team. I'm going to beat up on the new little brother in the family. New little baby step bro. They're coming in the family. Knock him over a little bit, push him to the side a little. I think that's what's going to happen here. Ollie Green, I'm either going to take him to score 2 touchdowns, rush for 100 yards. I'm going to do something crazy. I think Ollie Green's going to have a day. I'm very excited to watch that. I think they could potentially run all over him. Excuse me. Sorry, there's something in my throat. Next game. Ooh, this is good. This is about, I almost kind of want to save this for the under category, but we're going to talk about it. Iowa Rutgers.
Mm-hmm.
Under 28.5. Lowest under in football history. I got to take it. It's the lowest thing in history. It's stupid. There's a real chance that this game finishes like 13-7.
I mean, last week at 30 in the hook, what they hit 10-7.
It was 10-3. 10-3. Or 10-7. It might have been 10-7 actually. Now that you're right. Yeah, and I mean Iowa has no offense. Hey, but Deacon Hill did come out and say their offense is getting better. Maybe he threw for 150 yards this week. I didn't see the stats. I don't know. I just know that their under's always in play. Rutgers' offense is horrible, but they actually have a really good defense. Iowa, really good defense, horrible offense. We saw it last night with the NFL. 2 horrible offense with 2 all right defenses. I mean, the Bears defense actually is pretty good when they get all their DBs back. And you saw it last night. They held the Panthers. Go ahead.
My bad. I watched the first quarter of that game, and I'm still trying to get the smell out of my house.
Dude, it was horrible. A lot of good defense out there, horrible offensive play. But yeah, I mean, pretty much that's probably what we're going to see a lot of in this game. So I'm going to be taking the under there just to be hilarious. Because wouldn't it be hilarious if this game went under? Next one I got, then I'm going to move. What?
You just got to.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, it's one of those things like
you took the lowest under ever.
You want to hear how ballsy your grandpa was? You got to do it. And obviously, you can't do it. You got to do it. I'm excited. I'm honestly excited. I don't know if I'm going to watch that game, but I am excited to tune in to see how many punts they get. I think there was like 15 last time between Northwestern and Iowa, maybe 27, somewhere around there.
No, it was a true beauty, man. Seeing the screenshots on Twitter of the game log.
All right. These are going to be some Let me see. I think I got 2 more regular ones, and we're gonna start getting a little bit nastier with it. Mizzou on the money line against Tennessee. I am a little bit nervous about this, but Mizzou's at home. They play Georgia really well. These 2 teams are very even. It's a big game. I want to give myself sort of an excuse to watch a big game. Brady Cook is gonna play, it looks like, for Mizzou, so it makes me feel better about it. So I'm gonna be on Mizzou here. See how they do.
You know, my
Okay,
Bay Tennessee at all cost.
I mean, Joe Milton's not. I'm not going to trash and dish Joe Milton, but he's not the best quarterback I've seen. He's not horrible. I mean, I've definitely seen worse. I've played against worse, but he's not terrible. He's a D1 quarterback, so obviously he has some talent. But yeah, so this is now we're going to get into some like kind of funky and nasty stuff. First thing, Georgia minus 6.5 in the first half. I don't know if they're going to cover the spread for the whole game. They might put it in Park because they have a big game next week. So they might want to just, after the second half, when they get rolling big, go settle it down a little bit. And Ole Miss, Shane, what's his name, dude? I can't think of their coach's name for some reason.
Lane Kiffin.
It's in Lane Kiffin. I was about to say Lance Leipold again, and then about to say Shane Beamer. So I about to say Lance Beamer. It's mixing stuff up, but yeah, he's Lane Kiffin's. Yeah, he's that's one thing I will give him too. That's why I'm kind of scared to also take this is Lane Kiffin, unlike these other coaches who play to keep it close, he plays to win. So there's a chance that they just get absolutely the doors blown off him because he's playing super aggressive. But I'm just going to take the first half. I think Georgia will be up by a touchdown in the first half, and then I'm curious to see what happens in the second half with Ole Miss and everything. There could be a chance to maybe get Georgia at a decent line in the second half as well with that first half money.
Hey, nah.
I heard some rumors about a Temple team total under 30, but that's like the nastiest play I could ever give out. So I don't know if I want to recommend that. I wrote that down last night, and I don't know how I made it on the sheet. That must have been like the night gremlin or something because that's absolutely disgusting. Auburn plus 2.5. I might be on this game. I heard the wrong team was favored. I believe who do they play? Man, I can't think of it now. Let me, sorry for dead air, people. I thought I had this written down. Man, they play Arkansas. That's what it was. Arkansas won a big game last week against Florida. That defense was missing like 3 of its best players that I didn't realize when I bet on them. That was frustrating. Florida just literally choked the game away, but we don't need to talk about it. No, but honestly, I think the wrong team potentially is favored here. They are at home, though, Arkansas is, but I just think Auburn potentially is a little bit better. So I might be on Auburn plus 2.5 there. One for sure play I'm going to take that's a little bit nasty. NC State, the team total under 22.5. I talked about this on my show a little bit. MJ Morris, I believe that's the quarterback for NC State, or was, I guess. They just redshirted him for the rest of the year after he went 3-1. I forget the details why they said exactly, but they're doing that to go back to Brennan Armstrong. So I think there's a chance that this offense is not only going to take a step down, but the boys might be a little bit deflated. Because if anybody remembers, NC State was kind of shaky with Brennan Armstrong in. And as soon as they brought in this MJ Morris kid, if that's his name, I'm assuming it is. So I'm just going to roll with it. If it's not, I apologize. MJ Morris, when they started rolling with him, the team started clicking. They actually played a lot better. And I believe if you look at this team's scores in their conference play, it's all about at like 20 to 24 range. And I just don't think they're going to get it done this week because, like I said, they're switching from quarterbacks. And I think that's going to mess up the mojo of the team because maybe they want to save him for next year. But when you do stuff like that, I mean, that really can polarize the team a little bit. So I'm going to be on watch there. Okay. And do you want the unders first? Or do you want some nasty money lines?
Man, I want it all, baby. I'm just sitting here trying to click them while you talk about them and add them to my bet slip so I can take them.
All right. I don't know if I'm going to take these people, but these are plays. I'm like, honestly, this is something I might do to get super nasty. Is I might parlay them together and just have a little bit of fun with it. These are 3 unders we got. Maryland, Nebraska under, because like I said, Nebraska's defense is actually really impressive. Maryland might be on quit watch. Northwestern, Wisconsin under. It's a big. I don't think I need to explain that one very much. Between Northwestern and Wisconsin, I think that's my explanation enough. Last one, Minnesota, Purdue. I don't know how much Minnesota's going to do on offense in Purdue. I got my aunt offered me. Shout out my aunt. She offered me tickets to this game, and I don't think I could have declined quicker. I just don't want to watch this Purdue team play football. I think this is going to be a nasty game at 3:30. So I might take their under there. I don't know what that parlay it is. If you want to give me a second to throw it together, I could, but that might be honestly a fun little 3-leg I have fun with is the Northwestern Minnesota under, Northwestern Wisconsin under, Maryland Nebraska under, Minnesota Purdue under. I was just saying a mix of the three teams.
Yeah, it's probably somewhere around 4-1, 5-1.
That would be a blessing. I won't lie. That wouldn't be too bad. We'll check it real quick. By the way, under for the Purdue one, -105. And then we got Maryland, Nebraska. I got two money lines after this as well. One of them, I feel like, I don't want to say it's a lock, but there's a team up. There's a team that you love that's sitting on that wall back there that they don't lose games in a certain arena. Nebraska and Maryland under 43.5, -110. And then I think the last one was Northwestern Wisconsin. Last one, Northwestern Wisconsin. That's under 42.5, -110. 6-1 odds. And then they have, if you go to FanDuel, you can get boost, 30% boost, change that to +795 if you want to mess around and parlay those unders. But yeah, they're all about -105, -110. I genuinely do like them. And yeah, those are the unders for day. Two plays I'm going to give out, both money lines. We'll give out the lock. Syracuse on the money line. I forget who they play,
Pittsburgh.
but they play Pitt. Makes me feel even better. But you know where they're playing?
The Carrier Dome, renamed to something.
Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Yankee Stadium.
Yankee
No, they're
Stadium.
playing at Yankee Stadium. It's that game of the year. And I forgot to check the stats, but they don't lose in Yankee Stadium. I seriously think they have an insane record at Yankee Stadium. I need to double check it, but
That's crazy.
this is like it's seriously, it's like a really good 7-3 all time. They don't lose it. They don't lose at Yankee Stadium. It's you got a 70% chance of this bet winning. That's basically like as much of a lock as you can get. And they're playing Pitt. Pitt stinks. Give me Syracuse in that spot. I really like that. And this one, +450. Jacksonville State took them to the wire last week. Vanderbilt might be able to do the same. Give me Vanderbilt +450 over South Carolina. Big ol' odds, big ol' juice. I love it. South Carolina is but they should have lost to Jacksonville State last week. And I think Vanderbilt might be able to sneak one in. On them.
I just picturing that's pick six down the sideline that really just stamped it last week.
I mean, dude, you know what's crazy is like even the worst part too is that Jacksonville State had what I think four turnovers, and it took the fourth one to put them out of the game. Like that was a close one last week, and man, +590 that one. I'm so mad that one didn't hit. I
was on the edge of my seat the whole game. I just felt like they had it, even when it was tied or when it was down. I was like, "Oh, they good. They good."
They did, but that boy Zion Webb
threw a pick. Damn.
Yeah, that boy Zion Webb, man, he just so close. Well, that's why he's a 7th-year senior at Jacksonville State, I guess.
What you feel about the over on the Syracuse game? I'm obsessed with Syracuse overs, and they never hit when I bet them.
What is it?
37.5.
I don't mind it. I can see the game being like 21-17. Something like that. Potentially. I could potentially see it being around that score. The thing that would scare me is Pitt scoring. Because Syracuse, if they get up 21-0, they might not have as much motivation to score. Or something like that.
Bro, I had a Syracuse over this season. It was literally like 54 maybe, and the score was 45-3 at the half. And
they just didn't score?
They scored a field goal. I needed like a touchdown, I think. I needed 6 points, and they got me a field goal the whole second half. Just didn't do anything else. I've never been more mad at Syracuse in my life. And then, of course, last Friday was a blunder. I don't even know why I bet Syracuse or the over, but, man. I'm on you with the Michigan. That's one of my bets, and then Kansas is one of my bets. The only bet that I have that we didn't talk about is Oklahoma at home taking on West Virginia. I like Oklahoma minus the points. I got it at 12.5. I still like it at 13.5. Anything under 14, I'm on Oklahoma at home Saturday night in the cool country air. Anything else college before we move to the NFL, my man?
I was just gonna add it on there. Oklahoma, like they act. If I'm not mistaken, they might act. Oh wait, no, that's USC. Never mind. USC on the money line might be worth a look because if they're playing Oregon. Or sorry, they spread. Maybe even money line. Maybe be worth a look if you want to get a little bit nasty. If they win that game, they still have a chance to go into the Pac-12 championship, I believe. They have to win that game, and then I think a team or two has to lose here and there. But there is a realistic shot that USC season's still alive. Will they do something? I don't think so, but it's worth a shot, maybe.
Let me tell you this. I've lost about 3
I'm not.
bets
Let me
on
tell you this
USC.
first. I'm not taking it. I just want to say. That's all I wanted to say. No, now you can go.
Well, I'm gonna say this is what I was about to say. I've lost about 3 bets on USC this week. I'm gonna take it.
Yep.
Caleb Williams, the man I despise. My dog. USC money line plus 580. Why the hell not? Either
Oh,
give me even or get the hell out of my face for life. Go to the
I
NFL.
respect it.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take it.
Not even going to take the spread. Just going to risk it all.
Hey
They
man.
fired their defensive coordinator, so I'm interested to see how their defense plays now. I
Oh,
mean,
it'll be the same.
well, I mean, their defensive coordinator's philosophy was. I mean, it probably will be if we're being realistic, but his philosophy was for good at their defensive was you can't be trying to force turnovers every single play. You just got to tackle. That was the biggest thing. That was the reason why their defense was so bad. It's just they were trying to force turnovers every single play, and you could just see it by the missed tackles. Guys are just trying to punch. There's nothing more defeating than defense than watching three of your boys trying to arm punch a ball out. They all miss, and then the guy just is gone. I mean, that ruins you as a defense. It's like, damn, boys.
Now I ain't gonna lie.
And then
LSU.
Johnny's mad at Timmy.
Yeah.
Louis mad at Lester over there because it's like, God damn, Lester, can you cover somebody today? It's like you would make a goddamn tackle, and then the whole defense implodes. That's how you get washed and then drop 50 on you.
Hey, I watched LSU have a case of this bad. I don't remember the year. It was like 03 or 07. Or it's like I don't know, but it was one year. I was like, bro, well, why they keep trying to just force fumbles, man? Just tackle the damn man. But that's what's up, man. I'm definitely gonna be on about I don't know. I wrote down most of your picks. I got some of my bet slip, all the ones I like. Definitely love the insight you give on college football.
I mean, I gave
Time.
out 8. I don't know what happened. I just looked for a
Hey,
second. All of a sudden, I got two full sheets.
you gave out enough to feed the neighborhood, man.
Either feeding the neighborhood or I'm gonna have the neighborhood with pitchforks and fire at my door.
Hey, hey, nah.
1-17?
Hey,
Are you
nah.
serious?
I go one day. I told you what I bet. I didn't tell you to play. We're gonna be on some NFL. Go through every game real quick. Bunch of ugly, snuggly games. First game on the slate is your Indianapolis Colts taking on the New England Patriots. Colts minus 1.5
And Frankfurt.
on the road. They're in Germany, France.
Yep,
Where are they
I
at?
think
My
it's
bad.
Frankfurt. I think it's finally the last game of goddamn the European tour. Really pissed me off, man. I gotta wait. I mean, I'm doing stuff in the morning, man. Now I gotta try to figure out how to watch my boys while I'm busy. God damn it. That's my only complaint.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Saints played a game like this last year. Disappointing as a fan, cause you just wake up early as hell to watch it, and then the rest of your day you just lost.
Doing the same. I don't know because it's like, man, now. I mean, to be fair, I do like watching all the other games. But yeah, you're saying way. It's like, well, man, now my team's done. It's like I care a little bit less now. So it's like, what do I want
it
to do?
feels like 3 o'clock, but it's noon. It's like, what is going on here?
Yeah, it's like, yeah, damn, I still got an hour until the games come on now. It's like, what the hell, boy? No, I mean, I understand why they're doing it though, and I really do like, I really do. I like why they're doing it, and I understand why they're doing it. It's just, god damn it, I gotta wake up early. But no, this game, I think the Patriots are going to be more of a home crowd there, so the money line does scare me a little bit, just simply for the fact that for those of you who don't know, forever ago, and I don't know how it is now. I'm assuming they show more games now, but they used to show like one game a week. It was like game of the week or whatever over there, overseas in like Europe and all that. And usually it was Patriots before, and now it's been Chiefs as of late. So that's why it's been a lot of Chiefs and Patriots fans over there and overseas, pretty much. So that does scare me a bit. But Colts money line, Patriots can't score over 20 points, and I think Colts will. And I just think the Colts defense last week got their mojo back a little bit, playing Bryce Young. Shout out, thank you. And I think now they have a chance to maybe do something this season because the season's still alive, crazy enough for them. And Jonathan Taylor's starting to get a little bit better, so I'm going to probably take Jonathan Taylor to score here, have some fun. Also, I'm interested in what Ramondre Stevenson does. I also feel like New England's tanking a little bit because Ramondre Stevenson was going off last week, and then all of a sudden they quit using him. So that is something to keep an eye on. I don't know what this team is doing.
Nobody knows. I like the Colts as well. Not touching it. San Francisco, the 49ers on the road in Jacksonville taking on the Jaguars, who are home dogs. Jaguars +3 at home. Total here at 45 in the hook. 2 of my bets are on this game. I'm on the 49ers -3, and I am on
Like
the
it.
over 45. 1.5. I like the over a lot more than the side, but I still think San Francisco figures out a way to roll on this Jaguars defense. I feel like the offenses are about equal. Quarterback plays about equal. They both got
Yeah.
some pretty good weapons. You can argue who's better as far as weapons go, but Etienne, McCaffrey,
Matt
uh,
McAfee.
good receivers on both sides. The defense though, 49ers way better defense, so I'm gonna take the defense.
Yes.
And
And they got a new toy to play with this weekend that I'm very excited to watch.
yee Chase Young, baby, 2 sacks. I'm calling it.
Man,
You got anything on this game?
I'm sorry. I'm like I'm doing that weird little like burp like gas thing where I just can't breathe for a minute. It's just exhaling. I was trying to speak, but I was sitting there just exhaling air. No, I like Christian McCaffrey scoring this game for sure. Let me see if it's under minus 200 so I can give it out. It finally just last week. It's minus 195. So I probably won't give it out at that. So what is it? Shout out the NFL. Took them 10 weeks to finally juice it enough for me not to take it. So I'm probably going to throw it in. I would not mind sorry, excuse me. Like maybe 49ers -3 over McCaffrey touchdown might not be a bad 3-leg or something like that. But I definitely like McCaffrey to do something in this game. I just don't know. Let me check his receiving real quick. Receiving's 30 yards. It'd probably be receiving if I'm going to do anything because I think his rushing prop will be way too high. Yeah, his rushing prop's 65 yards. I mean, I don't mind really either, though, so I might take something along those range, but I just want to. I would be. I don't got anything totally bet in this game, but I'd probably take 49ers -3 just because they need a bounce back win bad. It's one of those. I think it's one of those things they need to win more than the Jaguars need to win. So I feel like they're going to come out a little bit hungrier and win that game, but we'll see. Should be a good one.
Yeah, I think it will. I think the Jaguars stay in it late, but hopefully they don't stay
Next
in
game
it
should be good too.
enough. The New Orleans, the New Orleans, the New Orleans, however you say it, the Saints
Orleans
-3 taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Saints on the
New
road
man.
favored by 3 against the greatest quarterback in the world, Josh Dobbs. The total set at 40 and a hook. Nothing makes me more nervous than playing the Vikings with the unknown quarterback, and we have Derek Carr. Not that he's unknown, but like he just second week he's out there just slinging that thing.
Yeah, he was just playing last week. That boy was just having fun playing. Shout out to Josh Dobbs, man. He is. I'm not gonna lie. I think he is better than probably a good amount of the quarterbacks in the league right now, playing wise. Just for this year, I'm not saying career wise, but if you look at it this year, he is outplaying a lot of quarterbacks in this league.
No, he's
it's to the point where. Go ahead.
Definitely top 40%, I would say.
I would almost consider him over Gardner Minshew at this point, kind of, because I consider them very similar players, but I don't know. I really like Gardner Minshew though, so I'm not going to play that game. I'm not going to complain about it, but Josh Dobbs has really impressed me, man. If I'm getting to that point with it, that's how you know I like him. But no, if I'm going to take anything, I'm kind of on the +3 in this game, just simply to get the 3 points. I think that Josh Dobbs magic, man, I'm hypnotized. It's like black voodoo magic. I'm just sitting there, just in line like a zombie, just going back and forth, just following. So give me the +3. I don't know if I'm going to take it, but if I'm going to lean aside, that's going to be it. I might take Alvin Kamara to score potentially, but I won't lie. Your boy's new red zone offense is just killing Alvin Kamara. All right, Derek, get the hell out so we can score a touchdown. Bring in Taysom. And then they score. I mean, they do score. It works, but it just sucks.
What you got to do.
To score a touchdown, they got to yank their quarterback off the field. What does that tell you? It's like man, I'm trying to think of a good sports comparison. It's like it's like in baseball if you could it's like pulling the closer like hey we're gonna put in the middle reliever back in. You're good. Come on. But I mean the middle reliever's the GOAT, so that's not like a good comparison. I'm trying to think of something.
No, there is no good comparison.
This is weird.
The bottom line is no comparison. Quarterback stinks. That's the bottom line. I don't know, man.
Wild, man. I love it though. It's hilarious.
Just win.
Nothing makes me. I won't lie. I hate it. Kind of hate it for Derek Carr for him as a player, but nothing makes me laugh more and grin more when it's just like, it's just to think about it. They're pulling out their starting quarterback to bring in a tight end technically, and he's scoring more touchdowns than the starter. It's crazy. I love it. Exotics. Dennis Allen, the exotic man.
Hey, there you go. There you have it.
Hey. End it real quick though. Maybe he knows Derek Carr best, and that's why he's doing this. He's just like, Jesus Christ, get Derek Carr out of there. We're not going to score a touchdown with him.
Hey, if we leave him in there one more play, he's going to get killed on the way home. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. He's making me nervous.
Get Sid from Toy Story out of there.
You got the Tennessee Titans taking
Shout
on
out
the
Derek, man.
Buccaneers. Derek Carr, huh?
I just said shout out. I called him Sid. I can't be that disrespectful. At least got to give him a little compliment.
Nah, I mean, he's definitely top 17,000 quarterbacks in the history of the NFL.
He might be better than his brother. I'll say that.
Might. His brother was special. Titans taking on the Buccaneers, baby. Titans on the money line. Buccaneers, Titans on the money line. Plus 100. Buccaneers minus 118. Spread 1.5 total. 38 in a hook. Will Levis versus his future Baker Mayfield. Boy, these guys remind me a lot of each other. Taking on, I don't know what to do in this game. Don't like it, don't love it. If I had to bet it, it'd be Titans only because the Buccaneers, I think, lost 18 in a row. It feels like for some reason the Buccaneers offense cannot get going at all.
The biggest thing is just like the Titans play weird on the road sometimes. I like Mike Evans and D Hop to score. Those are gonna be two boys. I'm gonna be looking at the score. But I feel like the Bucs are probably gonna get a win here because they kind of need same situation where I feel like they need it a little bit more, and I don't know exactly. I just don't know. I can't. My calculations aren't fully done with Will Levis, so I just can't get a good feel of how the. I still see the first game where he threw 4 touchdowns, but then I also see the last game where he took down a game-winning drive. So I don't want to. Then I also see the last game with the Bucs where they got walked down by C.J. Stroud. So I'm gonna just stay away from this game and just see it because man, I watched C.J. Stroud do some magic to the Bucs, and then on the other end, I've seen Will Levis just kind of hang around enough in the game to be able to do something.
No, definitely. I feel like it's Titans or nothing for me. Just can't trust the Bucs, nor do I like the Bucs. So F them. The Cleveland
Same.
Browns plus 6.5 taking on the Ravens. At home minus 6.5. Ravens total set at 38 in a hook. This is the thing. If you believe in the Ravens offense, 6.5 doesn't feel like too big of a number. If you're looking at the Cleveland Browns defense, thinking maybe this is a game where they can score 17 points of their own like they did earlier in the season in a few games, you go Browns plus 6.5. The number is so perfect, I don't know which side to take. Like them both. Gonna probably stay away here. Might take the over a last second, but that's about 20% of me that even wants to touch that over of 38.5. Definitely a division game that could probably just be a slug fight and end 19-16.
Yeah, it's been. This is literally a perfect number. I would lean Baltimore Ravens minus 6.5 just simply for the fact they might have the best defense in football right now. I know the title's been swinging around. It was at the Browns for a little bit. Now the title belt's kind of up in the middle of the ring. We got 2 guys running. We got a few teams rushing on each side of the ladder. Man, if you have watched this Ravens team the last few weeks, I mean, they dismantled the Lions, and then they got people questioning Geno Smith now for sure about how good he is on offense. I mean, this defense is absolutely just shutting people down. They've been playing impressive every week. Lamar Jackson is having a really good year, and he's not scoring a lot of touchdowns. I mean, they're doing it on the ground. He's doing it in the air. This new offense looks like it's fitting him really well. Deshaun Watson threw a football off somebody's helmet and scored a touchdown last week, so that was something. Yeah, I don't think I can take the Browns, but their defense. Myles Garrett's a dog, man. Dude, this is just gonna be a good game to watch. If anything, I would maybe try to get a 3-team teaser. Maybe get like the Bengals, but even then the Bengals are dealing with injuries. We'll talk about in a minute. But do something like, maybe like the 49ers. We'll just say 49ers, Vikings, Ravens. Ravens would be a good 3-team teaser team, just simply for the fact you can move that number to basically pick them, and they just have to win the game.
Now,
I'm not taking anything. I'm nervous about this game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good one to watch. Texans taking on the Bengals. You just mentioned Bengals 6.5 at home, favorited the over 46.5. CJ Stroud being compared to Joe Burrow. I have no idea why Joe Burrow won a championship in college. Where you at?
Man, I was on Bengals until I heard the rumors that T. Higgins and Jamar Chase might not play. Jamar Chase is dealing with that back injury we saw him take when he fell. When Chris Collinsworth's like, "Oh, Mike, he's definitely not going to get up from that in the morning. Definitely don't call him in the morning. He is going to be rolling out of bed." But no, shout out Chris Collinsworth. He's hurt. T. Higgins is dealing with a hamstring. Those are 2 things you do not like to hear. I still kind of like the Bengals, but I mean, 6.5. Get out of here, man. CJ Stroud earned my respect, man. That back door is always open for that boy. So I ain't gonna mess with it right now. But I think the Bengals do win this game. I think their defense will. I think their defense is gonna definitely improve a little bit. I just don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be 6, if it's gonna be 14. I could see it going either way. I could literally see the Bengals winning by about 14. CJ Stroud has a late last second drive, and then they win by 7, or I could see it being they're about 10, and then late minute drive, and they win by 3. I could see it going either way.
No, definitely. I even think Houston's kind of allowed to win the game if you add in the injuries and they really do not play on offense.
Yes.
I mean, Joe Burrow, he can only throw to Joe Mixon so many times. The Packers taking on the Steelers. Packers +3 on the road going up against the Steel Curtain defense +3 on the road. Total is 38.5. Pittsburgh Steelers -3. I said on my show yesterday, I love the Steelers to win the game. Hate the Steelers -3. What the hell you gonna do? But bet it anyway. I'm on Steelers -3.
Yeah, the Packers owe me a lot of money this year, so we're gonna be on Steelers -3. I think the defense is gonna impose itself. That's the biggest thing. I'm thinking about T.J. Watt and Highsmith against Jordan Love. That's all I'm thinking about. And yeah, give me Steelers -3.
Yeah, I can see them being up 26-6 at some point in this game, just because the defense is got 2 pick sixes.
Yes, I like that. I thought you were going to say something about the offense. No, honestly though, Matt Canada on the field, they played a lot better too. And last week, it felt like the Packers had to try way harder than they should have beat Brett Rippett and the Rams. I mean, the Rams hung around to about the fourth quarter, and then finally it was blown open with like 8 minutes left. But that was a game where I didn't think the Rams were going to win it at all. But I'm still sitting there like, damn, they still got a chance. So yeah, I'm on Steelers there. I don't know what the hell the Packers are this year. And I don't know if Jordan Love is a guy. He might just be a jag and not a gangster, just a guy.
I think he's pretty average. The Atlanta Falcons.
50% completion percentage would say so as well.
Hey man. Hey now.
I don't get any more average than that.
Flip a coin, baby. Falcons taking on the Cardinals. Hey, this game's for the birds. Falcons -1.5 favorite on the road. Total set at 43 in the hook. Cardinals.
You see that?
Cardinals. I don't know if Kyler Murray's playing or not. I'm pretty sure he is.
Confirmed playing.
Yeah, he is playing. I kind of like the Cardinals to be live just because F the Falcons, but I'm not touching this game with a 10-foot pole. I also like the Falcons -1.5 because Kyler Murray, who the hell is he going to be throwing the ball to? Total 43.5. Kind of like the over just because I think both of these teams could just score and it end up being a 28-27 game. But I'm not touching nothing on this game. The NFL is a wonky Willie weekend.
Yes, sir. And to answer your question, he'll be throwing to Trey McBride, Hollywood Brown, his college teammate, and Michael Wilson. So, I mean, those guys aren't horrible. I won't lie. It's not like he's throwing to Julio Jones in his prime and Andre Johnson in his prime and those type of guys. But he's going to have all right passing. If Kyler Murray is truly back, it's going to be a fun thing to watch. The Cardinals' offense should be humming a little bit. James Conner is back too, confirmed, I think. So their offense should be basically on full force besides Zach Ertz. But the only thing that sucks is I can't tell you how many games I've watched Younghoe Koo for the win, and he's lining up to kick a game-winning field goal, and the announcers are about to go crazy because he's going to drill it because he's the second. His average is the second highest all time in the NFL. So I lean Falcons 1.5 simply for that reason. But I don't know.
Like that's the picture. It's like when they show a movie and something's on a loop. Like I've seen that every Sunday since he's in the league.
Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm like really close to honestly just getting it framed in my room because I see it all the time anyway. I might as well just get it out of my mind and put it somewhere else so I don't think about it. Because genuinely, that's all I feel like I see is Younghoe Koo with a chance to win, game-winning field goal.
Every Falcons highlight. I wanted to.
Bro, I've seen that dude kick so many goddamn field goals this year. The offense can't score. All they do is kick field goals. Yeah, no, shout out Younghoe Koo, man. I lean Falcons simply for that fact because I think they're going to have some magic. Arthur Smith shaved the mustache, and I think he's pissed off. I think this is a game, like the Falcons need to get a win here soon. So if they can't win against the Cardinals, this is going to be kind of disastrous. This should be a fun game, though, simply for the fact that, last thing, Cardinals defense is butt cheeks. Their offense has some real talent, but fantasy-wise, should be hopefully a fun game because the Cardinals defense is stinky.
Yeah, Cardinals trash all around, trying to lose.
They don't got any of Gannon's guys. Yeah, they don't got any of Gannon guys I think that he fully wants. I think they're still trying to rebuild it in his image. So it's a transition year, I think, for sure.
Yes, sir. Detroit Lions -3 on the road, taking on the Golden Boy, Herbert, and the Chargers, who are +3 at home, over 48.5 on this game. The Lions scared the hell out of me on the road. Chargers scared the hell out of me, period. And I'm just not
That's
going to
gonna be
touch
a.
this game at all. It's going to be a good one. Hopefully I can get to watch it, but definitely not going to be betting on it.
I was about to say, it's gonna be a home game for Detroit because LA doesn't have a home stadium. If I would take anything, it'd be Lions -3. If Monty's back, I'm gonna take Montgomery anytime touchdown, 100% for sure. And sorry for you, Jameer Gibbs managers. Monty's gonna be vulturing all of them touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
He's back in action, I think, this week. Man, the depressing game of the week, huh? Do we even need to talk about it?
Man, who
This
would
is
have
a
thought
burial.
who,
I-
who would have thought Lions would be? I know you're talking about the Giants, Cowboys, but who would have thought
yeah.
Lions? I never thought in my lifetime the Lions would be a playoff team, like a second or third
Dude,
seed in the playoffs.
isn't that crazy how it's all just changed? I mean, you know what the biggest thing about the biggest thing that changes, and I give the ownership credit, is they actually like finally I think they finally like settled in and are finally like, fine, we'll try to build something. Because I feel like they were just one of the teams. I mean, Jim Caldwell went 10-6. Like that's not good enough. Fire him. Another coach is bad enough. Fire. And they finally, I think, with Dan Campbell, they got new ownership. Then it's like, hey, let's actually try to build something. Because Dan Campbell had like 2 pretty bad seasons. He did barely had a win in the first season. I think they were like 1-16. Next season is when I think it's either. I think this might be his 4th season. I'll say it is just for the concept of this argument. But if they watch, they finally let them build, and now, yeah, they finally got a culture. They finally got a coach that's leading something. They're doing something special. And I mean, it is insane. Because I'm with you, man. It's crazy. There's people that are growing up now that don't remember the Barry Sanders Lions, the joke of the Lions, the Aaron Rodgers throws a Hail Mary on the Lions. Like the Lions always found ways to lose, and it's crazy that some people are just never gonna know that. Wild.
Now I remember watching Barry as a kid. He's my favorite player of all time, man. Barry Sanders. The only kid,
Fired his ass.
only team I would ever play with was the Lions, just to play with Barry
He was
on
so.
video games. The New York Football Giants +17.5 ain't got a hope, a prayer, or a damn chance taking on the Cowboys. But I don't know, man. F the Cowboys, F the Giants. Just 2 trash ass
F this
teams
game.
in the NFC East. Total 39.5. Who cares?
I mean, you read out the spread. Do we really need to talk about this game? I will. I did just post an article about it. I posted about it this morning, so I will mention Darren Waller IR, Tyrod Taylor IR, Graham Gano out for the year, Daniel Jones out for the year. I think that's all we need to kind of talk about that game. The Giants are just kind of in limbo now at this point. Right now, they're projected the 4th overall pick and projected to get Bo Nix.
Yeah.
That's what their season outlook looks like right now. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, who's projection? I won't diss that guy. But I'm like, damn, I don't know if that's the right quarterback at 4. But I'm not gonna diss
Bro,
him. I'm not gonna
nobody
diss
should
that mock.
draft Bo Nix, much less draft him 4th.
I won't lie.
Oh,
Like,
man.
there's something. There's like, he does have some talent. He's a good college quarterback. But if you stay in college for 5 or 6 years,
I
that
watched
should
him
say
at
something.
Auburn. I didn't think he was nothing special, but I haven't really watched him at Oregon too much. That's all the way on.
He's been a lot better.
The
A
west
lot
side.
better, but still. Sorry, I was gonna let you finish. I was just interrupting you the whole damn time.
Oh nah, it's all gravy, bro. Sports talk, morning show.
It
Washington
is a morning show.
Commanders +6 taking on the Seahawks.
Hey, look at that transition.
-6.5, baby. Seahawks at home -6.5. The total set at 44 in the hook. Washington, Seattle. I couldn't call this game if you gave me a phone number for it.
Yep, Gino's struggling right now too. That's the biggest thing. Gino's like not having. He's basically. I'm not gonna say he's regressing back to what he was, but he is not. He might as well be damn near. He is not having a good season at all. I think they should still win this game, but Commanders been feisty, man. I don't know. This is gonna be a weird one. 6.5 is just way too much. This would be a teaser game if I was gonna do one, but I don't even want to risk putting money on this game really.
Yeah,
weird.
Man. Definitely.
Seahawks have just been weird. I mean, watching what happened to them last game against the Ravens, like that was actually like, I'm curious to see how much soul searching they're gonna do because they got that ass blown out.
And see, part of me feels like they're gonna lose to good teams and beat bad teams. So part of me does
Yep.
want to take them against Washington, but I just can't. You can't do it.
That might be who they are, and I'm curious to see if they beat Washington here. That might be something where we go forward, where it's like, all right, Seahawks are going to for sure beat the bad teams, and they might struggle against the good teams. Might be the trend
to end the season. Sunday Night Football. Wow.
Been waiting all day for.
Not this game. Sunday night,
Not
baby. The date that we canceled for Friday night to watch some college hoops. Let's go on it on Sunday night, baby. The Jets taking on the Raiders. Jets favored -1 on the road. If you put a gun to my head and gave me $100, I'd put it on the Raiders. The Raiders on the money line.
Yep.
Total here 36.5. I could care less about this game.
Yep, I'm kind of the same way. I'm probably going to, because it's Sunday Night Football, I'm probably going to be taking that. I might take Josh Jacobs to score. I am just interested. Aiden O'Connell's probably going to be starting again. I'm pretty sure he's the quarterback for the rest of the year. So shout out Purdue. I'm just very curious to see how this game goes, honestly. The biggest thing I'm curious for, because the Jets lose this game, this is kind of like I don't want to say do or die game, but do or die game for the Jets. If they lose this game, their season's probably going to start spiraling in the wrong direction. We could see if Zico's, like said too, if they bench Zach Wilson, he's never going to be a New York Jets quarterback again. So that's kind of like the risk they play in benching him if they do decide to do it. So that's what I'm concerned with their side. I don't know how they're going to respond offensively after a 4 fumble performance too. When it comes to the Raiders, man, they're playing with some heart, man. Them boys are up in juice. So that's the only thing that has me. I mean, you talk about vibes season, man. The Raiders still have a chance to make the wild card. They had a really impressive showing last week against an inferior foe. So I'm very curious to see how they do now against a better defense. The biggest thing that scares me is the better defense. I think Aiden O'Connell's a good quarterback. I just don't know what they're going to be offensively because, Josh McDumbass, as they were calling him on Twitter or X. The more that's coming out about him, by the way, holy hell, is that guy a horrible and terrible human being in a different way. I mean, bro, trading players because he's jealous about his wife liking him. That came out as a rumor. There's apparently a rumor he traded away Jay Cutler because they were Shanahan guys, some other guys. He's like, don't worry, guys. I can make a high schooler an all-pro the very next meeting. Like, I don't know if those are true, by the way. That's what I read yesterday. But the more that comes out about him, that's why this team's hard to judge, man. Because that team, they were having no fun, it sounds like. Devontae Adams came out. He's like, man, if you guys would have known the things we went through, that's why we smoked those cigars. It's like, God damn. What was he doing to y'all?
The boys picked up smoking. Yeah, man. We've been smoking a pack of Newports all week.
Only you guys knew what happened in there. Jesus Christ. It's like, man, what was he doing to y'all? But yeah, I mean, this is a whole new locker room. So like I said, it's kind of like a do or die game for both sides. Raiders could really use a win because if they use a win and Alec Pierce gets another one, he might be the coach damn, I probably butchered his name. Pierce. I don't know what Pierce. Antonio. Yeah, I'm very excited. Just very excited for this game. I'm very interested to see what happens.
Hey, that's more than I can say. Broncos on Monday night taking on the Buffalo Bills. Bills -7 at home. Total set at 46.5. You're laying it with the Bills?
I probably end up they need to blow somebody out. And why not the Denver Broncos? The Denver Broncos defense is playing a lot better. They are going to Buffalo, though. I just feel like it's one of those things. The only reason I'm going to end up laying is I feel like Buffalo's dude have one of those games where they just beat the shit out of somebody. And this feels like it could be potential. I mean, it is prime time, so it makes me nervous. But this just feels like a game where Buffalo kind of gets right, whatever right is for them. Because their season's just been a mess. They are a mess of a team. And if they lose this game and I won't be mind losing this game because I lose mine in this game. It's like, all right, the Bills are just completely broken. And this is basically like, are they broken or are they still the Buffalo Bills game for me? So I'm going to be laying the 7. And probably hate myself. I'm not going to say I'm happy about it, but we're going to do it.
No, I'm thinking about the opposite, complete opposite. Broncos.
Oh, they're just
on the money line.
Disgusting. I love it. I love it.
2 in a row, baby.
I hate it.
Going for 3.
Yeah, I hate it.
Sean Payton.
Why not?
The GOAT. My guy. Russell Wilson.
Guy.
Hall of Famer.
He is going to be one, I think. That's what's crazy.
Broncos defense stepping it up when it matters. Josh Allen, the pick throwing machine. He's got they call it the yips.
He fumbles too. He's got
the Dak Prescotts. Man, I'm probably gonna be on Broncos money line and forget about it and not even watch the game.
Can't blame you at
Uh,
all.
just because of how much I respect the Bills. You got any
I can't blame
parlays, props, nasty things you want to talk about NFL wise?
you. I mean, nasty boy wise, I'll probably make one very similar, but I say I'm all good pretty much. But I told you, Mike Evans, D Hop, I might end up throwing them in a nasty boy with, we'll see, like David Montgomery. So yeah, we might do this: Mike Evans, D Hop, David Montgomery, and then we'll find somebody. We'll think of anybody else. Feel free to add in anybody your fourth. I might add in Christian McCaffrey. That might be my fourth because that's the other guy I gave out. So we'll go Mike Evans, D Hop, Christian McCaffrey, and David Montgomery, assuming he's playing. Feel free to throw in anybody else there. But yeah, it's probably about the lines of my nasty boy.
Love it, man. Love it, love it, love it. I appreciate you so much, man, coming on every week and breaking down some
Oh yeah,
football for us on these football
and
Fridays.
we're in a new time, huh? I gotta go get my ass on out of here so I don't look like a dipshit for half an hour.
Hey, you're welcome to stay around, but I'm definitely about to talk college basketball for about 30 minutes for the peoples, for the fanatics.
I can sit there like that for 30 minutes if you want me to. Serial killer eyes.
But yeah,
Nah, I
man.
do appreciate that. Thank you for having me on. I'll definitely be back, people, in about probably like a little bit. Let me figure out college basketball. I'll be honest. I don't know too much shit. I'm just following this guy. So whatever side of the screen you're on, I think it's this way.
Yeah. Nah, definitely, man. I appreciate having you on. You definitely helped me out with the football, and I love it, man. JCP podcast on YouTube. You can follow him on the X at Jaden95Chandler. My man, the legend, Jaden Chandler Parnell. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it too, my guy. Hey, let's have a great weekend, man. I'm very excited to about to go hit a massive lift, and I'm gonna come back and see how many basketball bets I'm placing.
Yes,
Hey, peace
sir.
out, people. I'll see everybody pretty much next.
Yes, sir. He will see us next week. My man, Jaden Chandler Parnell. This is Captain by a Hook with the red beard. I am Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dives. College basketball, baby. Super Friday instead of a Super Saturday or Super Tuesday. I have 10 bets for you. Yes, that's right. You heard me correct. 10 bets for you. Also have 13 games that I'm trying to keep an eye on. We're going to start it off and just get right on into it. How about Virginia Tech taking on South Carolina? Virginia Tech minus 6.5. Boy, oh boy, is this going to be a game to watch. Part of me wants to lay the 6.5 with Virginia Tech. However, you're going to hear this a lot. When I got 10 bets I love, why take any bets I like? There are a few of these I still might take. I will let you know when I get to them. Michigan, minus 17.5, taking on Youngstown State. This will be a great spot for Michigan to win by 20 and solidify that they are better than I thought they were. However, cannot lay 17.5 with them. Laid the 11.5 the other night and they won by 25. So who the hell knows? I'm not saying they can't win it, but I'm just gonna watch as a fan. Not gonna bet it. But boy, I think it's gonna be a close one. Davidson. Now this one I do love. Maryland minus 10.5 taking on Davidson. It might end up in my bets. It might end up with some money on it by the time it tips off. Maryland. I think they're going to do what they did last week. They didn't cover the 20, but they were in command, up by 20 most of the game. I think they win this game by double digits. Only minus 10.5 on Maryland. I like it. I love it. And I want some more of it. Gonzaga. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on them. Also have a bet on this game. Don't know why it's on both sides of the list. This will be their first game of the season. Can't wait to see what Gonzaga looks like in this 2023 season. Charlotte taking on Liberty. I would definitely want to see who wins that one. Kind of like Liberty, kind of like Charlotte. Just going to be one of those games. I think both of these teams could possibly be a tournament team somehow, some way. So I like keeping the eyes on some of those teams early in the season, see who they are at the core. Texas A&M and Ohio State. Going to be a heavyweight of bruiser between the Big 12 and the Big 10. Ohio State favored by a hook. damn near a pick 'em, baby. Texas A&M, Ohio State. Don't know who to pick. Just can't wait to watch it. Miami minus 9.5. I actually love this one. Do I love it enough to bet it? We will find out. Might have something on it by the tip. Miami minus 9.5. As my man John Rothstein tweets, more guards than Shawshank. Taking on Central Florida. Love Miami at 9.5. Haven't bet it yet. Virginia minus 1.5 taking on Florida. I actually like Florida in this spot. Virginia always defense, defense. However, I think this season Florida is going to be an offensive juggernaut, and I think they can get the job done tonight against Virginia, but staying away. Of course, there's the headliner of the week, the headliner of the day, Arizona taking on Duke. Duke, 4.5-point favorites at home. Boy, oh boy, will this game be a joy. Can't call it, so I ain't going to bet it. Marquette taking on Ryder, minus 25.5. I would love to see how dominant Marquette can come out of the gate and start swinging them boys. Supposed to be the better team than last season. Marquette's supposed to be something special. I just can't wait to see what they look like. You got Oregon, minus 16.5, taking on Montana. Oregon. Again, I'm not betting none of these games. Games I got an eye on. I will get to my 10 bets momentarily. Oregon minus 16.5 taking on Montana. Oregon, they're strong. They're big. They're athletic. I think they're talented. Only beat Georgia by 10. Want to see what they do a little more. 16.5 feels a little big for me. San Diego State. Whew. This is probably the one that's closest for me betting out of this list. San Diego State on the money line taking on BYU. But instead, I think I've decided to just use this opportunity as a chance to see what this San Diego State team is this season. Definitely going to probably try and watch a 10 to 12 minute spurt of this game. Tennessee, minus 2.5, taking on Wisconsin. I usually fade Tennessee as every chance I get. And boy, oh boy, did I love betting Wisconsin in those Frank Kaminsky, Nigel Hayes days. But this ain't your father's Wisconsin. Just going to enjoy watching this game. Scared to bet it on either side. That is the preview for a super Friday night in college basketball. Now to dive deep into the bets. College basketball bets right here on Captain Buy a Hook with the Red Beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. I'm Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dobbs. I got 10, that's right, 10 college basketball bets for you on this Saturday. I'm going to start off with the totals. And then we're going to jump into the favorites and the dogs. We're going to go Kentucky. They're taking on Texas A&M Commerce. Give me Kentucky. Texas A&M Commerce, the over, 141.5. Love the over here. I think Kentucky puts up a 95 piece. No drink, no biscuits. Just going to be looking for Texas A&M to get to 50. So let's do that. Kentucky, over 141.5. The next over I got is Kansas. I actually like this one a lot. Not my favorite play of the day. Franklin Earl has that one for you later. Kansas over 139.5, taking on Manhattan. Love this bet. Anything under 140 is absolutely delicious on an over with Kansas involved. Give me Kansas over 139.5. They're going to go to one of the more high-powered offenses in the SEC. Give me Arkansas taking on Gardner-Webb. Give me this over 142.5. Love this over at 142.5. That's Arkansas, Gardner-Webb over 142.5. And then the highest scoring team in the Big Ten, Iowa taking on Alabama State. Give me Iowa, Alabama State over 155.5. That's 4 overs. Kentucky over 141.5, Kansas over 139.5, Arkansas over 142.5, and Iowa over 155.5. I know that Iowa over seems a little high. I thought the same thing the first game. It was 156. Ended up taking it last second. Cruised over easily. So I'm just going to ride it again at 155.5 tonight and give it out, which means it's probably some bad mojo JoJo on it. Moving on to the favorites that I like. Colorado State minus 8.5 taking on Wright State. Love this game. Love this spot. Colorado State covered the 7.5 against Louisiana Tech for me pretty easily. I think they do the same thing tonight. Colorado State rolls, wins by double digits over Wright State. And then we're going to go Vanderbilt, baby. Shout out to Jerry Stackhouse, one of my childhood heroes. Jerry Stackhouse at Vanderbilt. I think they beat USC upstate. Oh, USC upstate. Never heard of them. Vanderbilt only minus 15 and a hook. Think they win this one by 25 or more. Give me the 15.5 on Vanderbilt. And then we're going to go over to some bigger spreads that I am a little nervous about. Alabama, baby. Minus 17.5. They are taking on Indiana State, where Larry Bird went. I don't know why that makes me nervous. Give me Alabama minus 17.5. Think they win by 20. I think they trying to get back to some basketball. Last year, the news was riddled with off-court issues. I think Alabama just wants to show up, ball out, and go to hell home. Think they win by 20, might even win by 30. I think they're trying to just leave it on the court this year. Hopefully, the media will do the same. Alabama minus 17.5. And then we don't know what Gonzaga looks like. It's going to be our first time seeing Gonzaga this season. And I'm going to tell you, they're playing Yale. Give me Gonzaga laying the points, 11.5. Don't go breaking my heart. Mark Frew, you broke it last year at the same number. I bet Gonzaga minus 11.5 last year around this time against Michigan State on a damn boat. It was a 2-point game or something like that. I'm going to do the same damn thing. Fool me once, fool me twice. Hopefully you don't fool me for life. Give me Gonzaga minus 11.5 taking on Yale. Those are all of my favorites. I do have one dog, one lonely dog barking in the back. Wonder if she'll bite. We will find out tonight. Give me Chattanooga. Chattanooga on the money line plus 156. That's Chattanooga on the money line plus 156. Taking on Louisville, baby. Give me Chattanooga on the money line plus 156. Those are my bets for the evening. I got one more for you. I'm going to let my man, Franklin Earl, Beardwinaton, tell you. So I need somebody, anybody, to hit me with the horns. Franklin Earl Beardwinaton with the best bet of the day. We got a good one. A great one. Memphis taking on Missouri. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is going to be a great game. Tournament-like game. Round of 32. Sweet 16. Even. Maybe. You know what I think? Both of these teams are going to be playing some damn defense tonight. I know people are expecting the offensive showout. I think this game gets slowed down. I think the defenses come to play and bring the intensity. I don't think this game gets a lick over 148. Don't think it gets out of the 140s at all. I think it's a 71-75 type game. Anybody could win it. Cannot wait to watch this game. Missouri one of my long shot picks at plus 2,000 to win the SEC, taking on my favorite bet to win a conference, Memphis, at plus 200. Can't wait to see what both of these teams have. I think tonight it's up to the defense and the rebounding, and I wouldn't be surprised if this game stays in the 60s. Think it'll barely reach the 70s, though. I think we have a 73 average, anywhere between 2 or 3 points of 73 on both sides. I think the defense will win it here. I could even see one of these teams only scoring 55 while the other scores 71. What I'm telling you is the best bet of the day is the under 159.5. The under 159.5 on Memphis and Missouri. And that is Franklin Earl Beardwinaton's best bet of the day. To recap the rest of the Redbeard's bets, he's going Kentucky over 141.5, Kansas over 139.5, Arkansas over 142.5, Iowa over 155.5, Colorado State minus 8.5, Vanderbilt minus 15.5, Alabama minus 17.5, Gonzaga minus 11.5, Chattanooga on the money line plus 156, and the best bet of the day is Memphis, Missouri under 159.5. Whew! 1 week of college basketball in the bag. I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you to my guest, Jaden Chandler Parnell. Thank y'all for everything. This is Captain by a Hook with the Red Beard. I am Rowan Donaghy, a.k.a. Rowan Dives, going live on a fantastic Friday, the 10th of November. Before I forget, shout out to my mom's, man. Her birthday on Sunday. You know we're going to celebrate it this weekend. Please take all of these wagers at your own risk. Please gamble responsibly. Dobbs.